Hi again, everybody. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr as we get set to bring you all the action. First game back in Golden State for the Warriors. They're ready to play. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team. A year ago, they each gained a victory at home. Here's Williams, who's coming off a 25-point game against Portland. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Mark Jackson. He said offensively our mindset has been perfect lately, limiting mistakes, getting everyone involved in the offense, and not forcing shots. He said they've stressed the importance of maintaining that approach this evening. Guys?
Good report, Doris. Well said. Thanks. An interesting thing to address before the game.
Yeah, you know, the priority of most coaches is not shooting. I mean, that's really way down the priority list in terms of what a coach might talk about.
Steve?
Well, you don't want to focus on makes and misses because that puts pressure on the players. But clearly, you got to put the ball in the hoop. And I think tonight, making shots from the outside is going to be really key.
Iguodala against Curry. Brand outside. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Pocket two. Nocioni for three. The Warriors pull it in. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Well, the foul trouble was such a big factor in that game. And by the end of the game, they were really in trouble in that area.
Yeah, Steve, those were a lot of free points they handed over from the foul line. And that was a killer.
Now here's Williams. Defense is right there. Uncovered. Nice shot by Nocioni. Nocioni's got his first bucket of the night. Here's Clutch. He's coming off a 40-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. No good. Guy is a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just some self-assurance. I like what we're seeing.
And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
A little bit reckless there, trying to get that rebound, and he gets the call for going over the top.
Yeah, he practically tackled him. I mean, he was draped all over him, Steve. That was an easy one.
Spates checked in for the 76ers. Young against Curry. Young with the steal. The 76ers trail by 4. And he puts it down with authority. Right slam Cam for another angle.
How's that for finishing with flavor?
Absolutely fantastic.
I think he was saving that one for a special occasion. And the Warriors have had very little success over the last 15 years or so, but they've got new ownership in place. So there's hope. They've got some good young talent. They've manufactured their cap situation. And they're trying to bring in as many good players as possible. I think this has a chance to be an excellent franchise.
Curry with him. Boy, he just disappeared against Dallas when they needed him the most. Up with it. The shot no good. Great D that time from Brand. Strong thoughts there, Steve. Ironically for the Warriors, some of the best moves the Warriors have made recently didn't involve a trade at all, like Monte Ellis, for instance. Clark, he was supposedly going to Memphis.
Kevin, you're exactly right. I mean, sometimes the best move is no move. And they need to keep adding talent, but you got to manage your money wisely. You got to be smart and creative. If you're going to trade away a key player, you better make sure you get significant value in return.
Outside Williams. Feeds to Young. The kick out to Williams. The 76ers with another miss.
That's a tough one there because he's wide open. That's a shot he expects to make.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, I mean, Darrell Wright is absolutely in love with his pump fake, but he should be. He's a three-point shooter, so the pump fake is a useful weapon for him.
Here's Turner. 11 points for him in that last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Evan Turner and Iguodala on the perimeter. Spencer Hawes out there with Nocioni. And it's Daniels in at the point. Baseline J on the way. Gets it to go. Turner's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the 76ers. And Clark, you mentioned Wright's pump fake, and Stevie sells it so well, defenders still leave their feet against it.
Yeah, I like Darrell Wright and the improvement that he's made with that jump shot. When you can knock down threes like he can, that pump fake becomes an added weapon for sure.
Iguodala outside. Daniels kicks to Iguodala. Williams picks him up. Iguodala, the pass to Nocioni. There's the steal.
Boy, a lot of darkness there. No daylight to get that ball through.
Clutch. He goes up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. They get Antonio Daniels.
That's good defense. Don't let a guy get a lay-in, foul hard, and send him to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like that billboard there. Sending a message. You can't come in here and get anything free in our paint.
Well, I really like what the 76ers have done talent-wise the last few years. They've assembled some really young, gifted players in Drew Holiday and Evan Turner, and those guys. Have complemented the veterans, and that's why the 76ers have improved.
He dishes it to Biedrich. Passes it to Amundsen. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Daniels. 6 to shoot. Here's Clutch. Fades. Gets it to go. 13 points in the game. Steve, that backcourt you just talked about, they could be special if they mature. I know Doug Collins has said often, Clark, that he thinks that is the core of the future of the team.
I agree with you there. I mean, you take a look at how athletic they are, Turner and certainly Drew Holiday. Still, they need probably one more superstar to be added to get them back to the next level of contention.
Outside Williams. Here is Amundsen. Turner covering. Left side Williams. Iguodala with the steal.
Tried to use the pump fake there, but the defense didn't buy it.
And then Iguodala with the dunk.
Boy, he got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Udo's checked in for Biedrich. Lee comes in for Louis Amundsen. And it's Ellison for Charlie Bell. Just 5 on the clock. There's Williams with the 3. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Doug Collins was just what the 76ers needed, it seemed, as he was able to turn them around from a lottery team and get them back into the playoffs.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. If you look at Miami, right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And, of course, the Philadelphia 76ers, more than a few spots below.
Well, right now for the Sixers, they've been smack dab in the middle of the pack and just haven't been able to climb the ladder. They've been stuck in kind of a middling form.
Yeah, they've just sort of been hovering there in the middle of the pack. And you know, this is not a very exciting team, and I think that's a problem. I mean, you've got to give your fans some hope, and this team, to this point, just kind of ho-hum.
Here's Clutch, and the Warriors tack on 2 more. Back to Doug Collins, who brings a more deliberate approach to his teams, and I think, Steve, teams like that change of pace a little bit. Doug's a great teacher.
He sure is, and I thought the 76ers really benefited from Doug's presence last year. He gave them some structure, he gave them an identity, and by the end of the season, they were really a good team.
That's just a sloppy pass, a lack of focus there.
Drops in the breakaway layup, and it's an 8-point Warrior lead.
Boy, this is scary. You get a score rolling like this, you're in some trouble.
Yeah, you can't leave a guy like that on an island. I mean, you got to bring some help.
Turner dishes to Iguodala. There's the dish to Brand. Back to Iguodala. There's the pass to Spates. Over Udo. And Spates gets it to go.
That time he found the gap in the defense to turn that one into a very easy jump shot, a warm-up jumper, if you will.
And you look at Andre Iguodala's numbers over the last few seasons, his average points per game has dropped, but his shooting percentages have not gone down. I think he's just become a more focused player, and he understands his role better.
And Young kicks to Turner. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Turner's got 4 points in the quarter. Good point, Stevie. You talk about Andre Iguodala. It looks like he is taking a more selective approach offensively.
Yeah, he has been, and that's a good thing because he's never really been what you would call a knockdown, pure outside shooter. I mean, until he improves that part, I think he has to focus on the other things that he does well. And it's a lot. He passes the ball, he defends, he runs in transition, he can set up other people. So as he works on that jump shot, continues.
We'll be right back here live from Oakland.
From the 2K Sports Studios, we got a tight one at the break at Oracle Arena. I'm Damon Bruce. Let's get to the 2K Sports Halftime Report. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they have the lead against Golden State. A win tonight would be just what they've needed. It's been a tough start to their season. You can see the effort on the offensive glass, mixing it up, getting plenty of second shot opportunities. On the other hand, Golden State also been giving it their best. One look at their shooting percentage from the floor, and it's easy to see why the first half broke the way it did. Monte Ellis playing with confidence. After two, he's got 6 points, not to mention a few dimes as well. The two players who have had an easy time finishing off around the rim, here are your leading scorers. And now let's go around the league to catch up on other NBA action. Charlotte ended up with a loss to the Cavaliers out at Quicken Loans Arena. They couldn't get anything going, it seemed. And another game that wrapped up, it was the Raptors taking the win at Air Canada Center over the Suns. They ended up just taking that game over. They were in complete control. Andrea Bargnani was their leading scorer. And a look here at the other action around the association. For the Clippers, a loss to the Spurs out at AT&T Center. It wasn't even close, a big disappointment from this club. It was Mo Williams leading them in scoring. Thanks so much for joining me at halftime. We'll send you back out to Kevin and the gang.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Here's Curry, 7 points in the game. Here's Wright, slams it on the run.
Well, not much of a job there protecting the rim. I mean, poor.
Well, they just pretty much opened the door for him.
Yeah, he didn't waste the opportunity, did he?
When you put the isolated cam on the Warriors, I mean, normally pretty tough at Oracle Arena. Even though they haven't been much of a playoff contender, the crowd still shows up and gives them tremendous support.
Clutch, he's in at the point. Ellis is out there with Terrell Wright. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Udo in at the 5 down low. That's the Warriors' 5. Here's Curry. And Udo with the stuff. Udo's got his second bucket of the night. Here's Williams. 9 points in the game so far. Brackens down low. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Golden State Warriors. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Clutch. 19 points in the game. He's guarded by Williams. Ellis against Iguodala. On its way from Curry for two. Another miss by Curry. Even numbers. Here's Williams, and Wright pulls it down. Wright's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Udo, and it's rejected. Philadelphia with the ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, it was not a typical game for them. I thought it was just a slow start, and they never found their offensive rhythm.
Yeah, I know what you mean there, Steve. I mean, I kept kind of waiting for them to snap out of it, to come alive, to show some energy and some fight, but they just didn't have a comeback in them. You know, even though Philly got bounced early by the Heat last year, you have to think it was a very valuable learning experience for that team, especially as young as they are.
Andres Biedrins is checked in for the Warriors. Lee comes in for Monte Ellis. Philadelphia also making some changes. Spates checked in for Craig Brackens. Brand comes in for Nocioni. And it's Young in for Jody Meeks. Luckily, Zach Clark about the 76ers. With their youth, any playoff exposure is a big boost.
Yes.
And Steve, Doug Collins talked about this. Hey, we're going to get great experience here for this young team.
Yeah, and a lot of their young players got to see a lot of action during that series. And, of course, playing against a great team like Miami, going against the best, there's no better experience for a young club.
Williams gets to Brand. He's picked up by Lee. The shot by Iguodala. Knocks it down from 19 feet. Iguodala's got 6. Here's Clutch. The shot from the low post is good. Clark, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, both teams playing well. Neither club able to pull away.
They get it again, but they recover it. .158 left in the third quarter of the game. He's covered by Iguodala. Spates gets whistled for blocking. That's his third foul of the game. Some changes for Golden State. Udo's checked in for Biedrins. Williams comes in for Jarrell Wright. And it's Ellis in for Steph Curry. And then for Philadelphia, Jody Meeks comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Daniels subbed in for Lou Williams. Goes up the baseline. Lee gets the bucket. Lee's got his third basket of the night right there.
They are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Brand, good.
You know, Mark Jackson signed on with the Warriors this last summer. He could be a fit for them with his background as a pass-first point guard. He certainly talks like a coach when you hear him analyze games.
Now here's Ellis. He's guarded closely. Three-pointer, another 3 for Golden State.
Well, getting back to Mark Jackson for a minute, you know, his ability to mentor those young guards in Golden State will, I think, help the Warriors in a big way as they try to change the direction of that franchise and get back into the playoffs.
Here's Brand. That falls. Nice feed that time from Antonio Daniels. 10 points for Brand. Here's Clutch. He's covered by Daniels. From 11 feet away. Short, but good off the iron. And the Warriors lead by 2.
Well, they really picked up the intensity here since halftime.
I think they got the pep talk in both teams now really going after each other.
Here's Spates. Williams pulls it in.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and you know, Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Some changes for Golden State. It was Amundsen. He's checked in for Lee. Wright comes in for Reggie Williams. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Monte Ellis. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Philadelphia. Williams comes in for Antonio Daniels. Now here's Williams. 11 points in the game. Guarded by Curry. Shot's good by Williams. Williams has got 13.
No prettier shot than the finger roll, smooth and beautiful. It's a joy to see.
And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter.
Tune in next Sunday night. The Utah Jazz go up against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder, division rivals in the Northwest. Be there.
Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Hi, guys. Will you look at the Warriors? The spark has been the play of their point guard off the bench. Without his contribution off the bench, they might not be in the same position they're in now as we head to the fourth. Let's see if they can finish it, gentlemen.
Great. Here's Meeks. Now Young inside. Backs down. Drained against Slee. From 20 feet out. Again, Philadelphia.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
So with Iguodala sitting on the bench, this is who Doug Collins has out there. Brandon Hawes down low. Jody Meeks out there with Young, and it's no Sione in at the three. To tie it up, another three for Philadelphia. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
You know, quite honestly, Kevin and Steve, I mean, this game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Well, then let's root for overtime. Why not?
He's been doing a nice job taking care of the ball. Not many miscues from him in this one. That's his only turnover.
Meeks outside. Can't hit, so the Warriors take it the other way. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that game is the second of two straight at home. Stolen by Nocioni.
You know, offensively, they're looking much sharper here in the second half. The turnovers and miscues are down, and I think they're getting quality shots as well.
Just an unbelievable display of offense here today.
Well, it seems like every shot that goes up finds its way to the hoop. I mean, every player is sharp and on target.
Kicks it to Lee. He's against Hawes. No good from Lee.
After fighting back into it, they had a chance to tie this thing up.
Steve, I love it. They are not going away. They've brought it close right now. You know, taking it to the rim against such a smaller defender is usually going to work out just fine.
Williams for three. Rebound by the 76ers. And here's the break. Meeks passes to Nocioni. He's guarded by Ellis. Fades away. Warriors trail by 4. Here's Clutch. Shot is blocked. Here's Philadelphia. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Here's Meeks. He passes it to Nocioni. 5 to shoot. Inside Leader. Good. They've now scored 6 unanswered.
You can't fault what he's been doing out there. Some really impressive shooting.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're behind by 6. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Mark Jackson said to his club. With clearly a tough mountain to climb in front of them, he tried to pick his team up, saying, guys, I know we've got our best basketball ahead of us. It's time to step up and fight our way back into this one. Guys, let's watch it play out.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
Boy, I am absolutely loving this. They're bumping bodies down there and taking no prisoners, coming away with every board.
Yeah, that willingness to fight for every loose ball is a big reason why they have the lead right now, Clark.
Clutch. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 30 points in the game. Timeout called the 76ers. They're up by 4. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Williams. Off the inbound. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Take a look at what Lewis Williams been doing. 16 points, and a couple of nice steals, too. Good contribution for him offensively with the assist, and also making some nice steals.
You're right, Clark. I mean, he's been equal parts creative and disruptive.
Here's Clutch. Three-pointer right. Williams pulls it in. Here's Philadelphia. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Pass to Brand. Wide open. It's rebounded by Golden State.
I thought that one was going to go.
You know, Steve, most of the time it does go.
Here's Clutch. Excellent D here by Iguodala.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Shot clock at 6. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. And the 76ers lead by 7. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, and very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Now they're trying to extend this game, but this one's pretty much out of reach.
Yeah, at some point you've just got to concede and get ready for the next one. Stopping the clock now, I mean, is wasting everybody's time, me and yours included. We want to get out of here. Huge free throws there, Kevin. He just put this game out of reach.
Here's Curry. Takes it up. Off target at the rim.
What, the defense?
I don't know how you guys lost the game tonight with the way your shots were falling. I was surprised the team didn't ride you a little bit more in the second half. Any idea why that didn't happen?
Man, I was hoping you could tell me that. I mean, a guy with my level of skill who's just tearing it up out there, and yet you don't want to get him the ball every time down the court? How does that make any sense? I don't know, man. I ain't the coach. But if I was, you can be sure I'd be putting the ball into my hands more. A lot more. Ride the hot hand, man. This ain't rocket science.
in Oakland, California, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Warriors at Oracle Arena. Last game for the Warriors, the loss to Philadelphia.
Well, the foul trouble was such a big factor in that game, and by the end of the game, they were really in trouble in that area.
Yeah, Steve, those were a lot of free points they handed over from the foul line.
Here's Wall. He's coming off a 22-point game against Sacramento. Right against Watch. He dishes it to Wall. The feed to McGee. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. McGee's got his first basket of the night.
You know, a lot of guys that can get to the rim like John Wall can, they'll start looking for their shot a lot more as they grow older. But Wall has really remained unselfish.
Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Mark Jackson.
We talked about the problems of facing a player who is athletically gifted like John Wall. He told me that staying in front of him with a solo defender is near impossible. So we'll try to lull him into traps and get him taking shots that he doesn't feel comfortable taking.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Here's Wall. Right around 4 minutes. Left to play in the first quarter. Clark back to Wall. He's always been the best player on the team he's played on. Yet Stevie will still defer to others.
Well, that's what makes him a true point guard. I mean, that's what guys in that position do. They make their teammates better. They're always looking to push the ball and create scoring opportunities for other people. That's why people like playing with John Wall.
And he sinks the second.
Tell you what, JaVale McGee continued to do what he did last year and expanded his output some. I mean, he's a guy who gives you a lot of block shots and plenty of dunks.
Here's Clutch. He had a 30-point outing the last game against Philadelphia. And that is good. Here's Wall. About 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter of the game. Yeah, Clark, back to McGee's year last year, upped his field goal percentage like you said, and the rest of his numbers across the board. Steve, he's a freak athletically. And this guy, I don't know if he's got a ceiling.
Well, he's got such great length to his body, huge wingspan, and then great leaping ability. And you look at the numbers, 10 points, 8 boards per game, almost 3 blocks as well. I mean, he's got unlimited potential.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, it was a tough season for the Washington Wizards a year ago, but John Wall certainly had his glimpses of stardom. In fact, the third game of his career, he had 29 points, 13 assists, and 9 steals in one game.
Blatch against Wright. Watch the pass to McGee. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. And back to Wall for just a second. Steve was talking about him. His whole entrance, Clark, into the NBA really showed what he'll be capable of down the road.
You know, Kevin, to touch on that fast start, he was the first rookie since the Big O, Oscar Robertson, to have 7 assists or more in his first 5 NBA games. Not many guards burst onto the scene like that.
Watch backing down. Shoots. He bounces it in off the front of the iron. Clutch has got his second bucket of the night. Here's Clutch.
You know, some criticize the hiring of Mark Jackson by the Warriors because he has no prior coaching experience, but he's full of confidence. He's a leader. I think he's going to be a tremendous success there. I don't doubt it at all.
Well, talking about Mark Jackson and his inexperience, remember Doc Rivers did the same thing. He took over Orlando without any coaching experience, and Doc has turned into one of the best coaches in the NBA. So Mark Jackson could be on a similar path. Very bright, very energetic, that can really relate to the players. I think he's a good fit for Golden State.
And the second free throw, good.
You know, you take a look at Lee out there, and you forget this guy won the dunk contest as a high schooler. Plays a little closer to the ground, still can throw it down, but he was not only a good dunker, but a creative one in high school.
Blatch dishes to Wall. Lewis gets whistled for a loose ball foul. That is his first foul of the game.
He was climbing all over the defender on that one, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, a pretty easy over-the-back call right there, partner.
Up with it. Goes up on the wing. And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist from Utah. Back to Lee. Clark, you're all over this. You've done your research. You wouldn't think he would take home any dunk contest trophy as a wide-shoulder, slightly undersized power forward. But you know what, Steve? He can get up there.
Yeah, he can. He's deceptively athletic, Kevin. David Lee, a guy who can really run the floor. And when he gets ahead of steam, yeah, he can get up there.
Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him.
Here's Clutch. He's against Young. Back to Ellis. Here's Clutch. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Curry with the three. It's hauled in by Andre Blatch.
You know, even with the infusion of a top guard, a point guard like John Wall, the Wizards still struggle to get easy scores. You think a team with their talent would rack up more assists, but they did a lot of one-on-one action there, Kevin. Guys, you're not going to get away with that kind of defense when he's got the ball. I mean, you got to do better than that.
Curry against Wall. This is the Utah. Shot is no good, and it's the Wizards taking it the other way. More on that fact about Washington, Clark. A lot of the lack of assists comes from the team having a poor field goal percentage.
Yeah, you got to make shots to get assists, partner.
Well, Steve, that's got to improve.
Yeah, it's got to improve. I think a lot of it is that they're a young team. They've got a lot of players who are talented but may not have a great feel for the game and for how to maybe make the game easier for each other. It's one of the reasons you saw that poor field goal percentage last year.
Now Wall. And Young kicks to Wall. Blatch backing down. The pass to Young. From the arc. Good. Young's got 7 points in the game.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Not a bad look, though. You like his chances to make that one.
You sure do, but he can't hit them all.
Both teams have it going here.
Next Thursday night, Andre Iguodala and the Philadelphia 76ers take on Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks. The new season in the NBA rolls on. Do not miss it.
Wizards leading by 3. Taking a look at the Wizards. We've got Maurice Evans. Howard is out there with Nick Young. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's McGee in at the 5. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Phoenix. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And of course the Warriors. They're way down there.
Right now, looking at the Warriors, they've not really done anything to distinguish themselves this year. I mean, they haven't been terrible, but they haven't been very good either.
And this is kind of the worst place to be in the NBA. Just in the middle of the road. I mean, you're not good, you're not bad. You're just sort of mediocre. So this team, I think, has to make some changes.
Here's Young. He picked up 18 points in the last one against the Kings in Sacramento. Clock at 6. The dish to McGee. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Young's shot is off. The Warriors trailing.
What a great signing for Golden State, getting Jarrell Wright as a free agent last season. He had a terrific year, became a big-time three-point threat.
And back to Wright for a second. You know, his signing, I thought Clark flew under the radar a bit, but he was a big factor for Golden State with his play outside.
Yeah, another one of those guys. We weren't quite sure of what his game was, floundered a little bit, but found a home out in Golden State and had a major role with the Warriors, and now is a confident scorer, particularly from the three-point line.
And, you know, he's been around success. He was on that 2006 Miami Heat championship team as a young kid.
Excellent point, Kevin. And seeing that and seeing how that organization operates, that's a nice foundational piece for a young player.
And here's Golden State. Trailing by 2. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Well, they like this matchup. They won both games against this club a year ago, so they feel confident going into tonight.
Young passes to Howard. Back to Young. Releases. When you're at or Clark near the bottom of your respective conferences, you still have to look for the positive things to stay focused on.
Without question, Kevin, you have to hang your hat on positive stuff. And an interconference sweep isn't a bad place to start in that regard, Kevin. Take a look at those games, figure out what went right, and try to build on that. We might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in him.
Booker in the post. He's guarded by Thornton. No good from Booker. The Warriors leading. Jacks up a three. And another three for Golden State.
And Golden State last year shattered the franchise record for best three-point percentage in a season. And they did it pretty easily. They shot 39% last year. Amazing numbers.
Some changes for Golden State. Udo's checked in for Lee. Amundsen comes in for Al Thornton. And it's Ellison for Steph Curry. The Wizards also changing it up. Endi's checked in for JaVale McGee. Blatch comes in for Trevor Booker. And John Wall subbed in for Josh Howard. Blatch backing down. Endi dishes to Wall. He kicks it to Young. Elbow shot. Uses the glass to drop it in. Young's got 9 points. Steve, that three-point percentage for the Warriors, the second best in the league last season. I don't think anybody, Clark, expected them to shoot that well.
Especially when they traded away Anthony Morrow, who led the league in three-point percentage as a rookie. But the other guys just kind of stepped up and showed they could knock down the long ball too, Kevin.
Udo kicks to Ellis. And another three for Golden State.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this deep.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
Now Wall. Here's Evans. Oh! The monster one-hand slam.
Boy, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Washington calls timeout. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, the big one.
The Warriors on top. They lead by 3.
It's Friday night. You got a date with the NBA. It's the HP Halftime Report. A good one in progress for the Warriors. A tough start for them this season. They need some wins, but you got to get them one at a time. Monte Ellis has simply been taking over against Washington. Also, David Lee with great work so far. And a scrappy effort by Washington. They've played gritty D and have been hauling in the defensive rebounds. John Wall is off to a good start. He's picked up 4 points and is also helping set the table. Who's ready to eat? Some games going on earlier on. Let's check them out from around the league. Portland with a loss to the Pacers in Indianapolis. A 9-point difference in the end. LaMarcus Aldridge led them in scoring. And another game that wrapped up in Philadelphia. The 76ers take the win over the Bobcats. That one puts them 2-2 in their last 4 contests. And a look here at the other action around the association. The Chicago Bulls trailing the Suns out in Phoenix. Some good action there in the third, and we still got a close ball game. And that'll end things for us here in the studio.
And as we return, a terrific view. Here's Clutch. 20 points for him. Kicks to Bell. Here's Clutch. Now, here is Bell. And Williams backs in. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Clutch. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on John Wall.
You know, fellas, you never know what's going to happen when you cross conferences with some teams, and things didn't go so well for the Wizards against the West last season, that's for sure.
Well, back to the Wizards. Clark, you're right. They really had some problems against the West, as you mentioned. And Steve, that's got to change.
Yeah, 7 wins in 30 total games against the Western Conference. It's the second worst interconference record in the NBA. So nowhere to go but up if you're Washington.
Clutch in at point guard. Williams out there with Charlie Bell. Then there's Ellis. And it's Thornton in at the 5 spot. That's the Warriors' foul. The shot by Williams, no good. Wizards trail by 3. All with it. He's got 6. He feeds it to Crawford. From about 19 feet. And he knocks down the jumper. Crawford's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Here's Clutch, covered by Wall. Clutch, no luck. Wall with some nice defense. Back to Crawford. Now here's Wall. He's guarded closely. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, it was a relatively healthy season for the Warriors last year. I mean, the season prior, when you add up the games players missed with injury, came out to 501.
Wow.
I mean, that's the most since the NBA started tracking the stat in the mid-'80s.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Udo's checked in for Thornton. Lee comes in for Reggie Williams. And Darrell Wright has subbed in for Charlie Bell. Blatch against Lee. Knocked away. Young with the steal.
I'm not sure what they're thinking offensively. Poor decision on that pass.
Great defense that time from Ellis. And for the Warriors, a new training staff through most of last season. You know, Steve, do you think that might have had something to do with the team staying healthier?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just have bad luck, and sometimes you have good luck. I thought the Warriors have the right idea with this franchise. They're trying to get bigger on the front line. They're trying to get younger. They're trying to infuse this roster with talent. I think they've got a chance to be pretty good in the next few years. Well, with the Warriors' new ownership group, there's a lot of excitement from these fans who are among the best in the NBA. And you better believe that this ownership group is very passionate about building a winner. And they're going to do everything they can to make it happen.
Outside, Wall. Feeds to Evans. Backs down. Pulls up. It's rebounded by Golden State. Lee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. I would agree, Steve. You know, there's a new feeling and optimism, a new talent base, new ownership. And I love their brand new, or their new uniforms last season. We've seen that logo before.
And the loyal fans hoping that the new blood will bring greater success. I mean, some of the best fans in the NBA.
Absolutely.
With just one playoff appearance over the last 17 seasons, that won't exactly be the highest benchmark to clear. So they might be able to get back in the mix.
They've got great fans in that
fantastic.
Bay Area. Some of the best in the NBA.
Yep.
And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. Rashard Lewis, he's checked in for Washington. Mustafa Shakur comes in for John Wall. Young passes to Blatch. Good ball movement. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Udo. Udo's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Flip Saunders leading the charge in the district. I mean, the Wizards have a lot of young talent, and Saunders has seen this before when he broke into the league coaching the Minnesota Timberwolves. He might follow the same game plan here in Washington.
David Lee.
Free throw good, Shakur.
Kevin, right now, they're doing a good job at the line. They're hovering around 83, 84, 85% from the strike. That's good stuff. I mean, that's well done.
Here's Clutch. 20 points for him. Outside Curry. Passes it to Udo for the tie. McGee with the block. The Wizards with the lead. And they're running. From the baseline. And that's good for 2. Lewis has got 5 points so far. Back to Flip Saunders. You know, even though they are rebuilding, Steve, they do expect quick results soon. I mean, they feel their future is very bright.
Well, the key, Kevin, is John Wall, because if he can develop into one of the top point guards in the NBA, then I think that team can follow suit and grow with him. And if they do that, as you mentioned, they've got the talent around him, some young, good players, then this team could make a breakthrough and start to improve. They strike right back with a three of their own.
Steve, that's a great way to respond after giving up the long ball.
And Young kicks to Shakur. Back to Young. Blocked.
So far, he hasn't made much of a contribution at the offensive end.
Backing down his lead. Takes it right up. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Now just a 2-point Wizards lead. Here is Shakur. Outside Lewis, and he drains it.
Oh, what a big shot to close out the quarter. They're going to the fourth with
the point.
Tune in next Thursday. Chris Paul and the New Orleans Hornets go up against Blake Griffin and the Los Angeles Clippers. It's Western Conference action. Hoops action.
Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game. Here's Clutch. So the Wizards 5 right now. They've got Kevin Seraphin, Jordan Crawford out there with Nick Young, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Howard in at the 3. Wizards trail by 8. Crawford right side. Buries it from 14 feet.
And this continues to be a shootout.
Well, I'm a fan as well as a commentator, and I love this fast-paced action. I mean, it's going back and forth, back and forth.
Here's Clutch. The rebound by Young.
Strange trend here, guys. They're totally controlling the glass, but they still trail.
You get the feeling that one is going to correct. Either they'll lose their edge on the glass or catch up in points sooner or later. We'll see.
Crawford with the steal.
It's a surprise to see him struggling to take care of the ball, guys, after turning it over only once in the first half.
Tell you what, the defender made a nice recovery there. It looked like he was beaten, but he still managed to challenge the shot.
Back to Ellis. And it's Howard picking him up. Tipped.
That's his first turnover of the game, so for the most part, he's run the offense pretty well.
Shot's good from Young.
That's how it works. Your defense feeds into the offense.
Yeah, you know, excellent work, I thought. Solid work on both ends in that particular sequence.
Picked up by Ellis. Young's shot is off. The Warriors leading. Here's Clutch. Sinks the triple. He's got 26.
And everything's falling from the three-point line here in the second half.
And guys, you know, one fed into the other. I mean, now they're shooting with great confidence, and they're on a roll.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kev. Well, during that last break, I heard Flip Saunders addressing his team. He said to them, I don't care what the scoreboard says right now. This game is ours for the taking as long as we make every possession count. He's trying to keep their focus right where it needs to be, guys.
Steph Curry's checked in for Golden State. Clutch, guarded by Wright. Takes a shot at the elbow. A shot by Blatch, no good. Warriors leading by 5.
What a great job playing the passing lane.
And another miss by Washington. And turnovers, Clark and Steve, have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Why does it always come back to food, Clark? Washington needs to do a better job guarding against Lee.
He has 9 rebounds and 1 steal.
Well, he's done so many things well out there. Tough to decide where he's been at his best.
You're right, Steve. I mean, he's done it all well. Scoring, defending, you name it, he's handled it.
Wizards trail by 6. And here's Wall. Watch backing down. 6 to shoot. And it's blocked. Lewis on the way. Goes back up. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes on a play. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Clutch. Lee is screen on Lewis. Here's Clutch. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Ellis has got his third assist on the night.
Boy, these threes are picking them apart. I mean, 4 out of the last 5 shots against them, all uncontested, and all are threes.
Yeah, the defense just looks uninterested right now. I mean, they're not making the effort to challenge these shots.
To stop the run, here's Wall. Can't get it to go. Good D by Lee.
And the defender, the rotation came over, really seemed to bother him, and that threw that shot off.
Curry against Young. A baseline J. Again, Golden State.
That's probably going to do it. They are just putting this team away.
Steve, I thought they caught fire just at the right time, blowing this one wide open as the clock winds down. He's really struggling in this quarter right now. They need to think about getting the ball out of his hand.
Lewis grabs the board. Each trip down becoming more important.
Yeah, they need to string some successful offensive possessions together and then tighten down defensively.
30 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Clutch. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Nick Young. And he misses the first one. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Sinks the first one, and that will push the lead to double digits. He's perfect from the line this time.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
From 11 feet away, Wall's shot is off.
Boy, it's been a bad quarter for him shooting the ball.
The game is not coming to him right now. No flow or rhythm at all.
Even numbers. Here's Lewis to the inside. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, the official all over that one. That's a good call there.
You got to give credit to the official there. I mean, being in the right position to make that call, that's what they get paid to do.
Good on the first, and that brings them within 10. So he gets them both. Here's Ellis. So we see the...
You shot lights out tonight and played a huge role in the win. Did you have a feeling coming in that you were going to be hot, or did this performance kind of catch you by surprise?
I was feeling pretty good at the shoot-around this morning, and that continued on into the warm-up, so I was definitely glad to see it going right up into the game. Sometimes you're just feeling it, and you got to take advantage of that and keep shooting the ball. I tried to do that tonight, and we were able to get the win. That's the big thing, man. We really just wanted that W today.